This Dayi Bio-Pharma, this Inspire, it must be owned by a powerful person in government.
For Honorable Ssenyonyi, except for the exceptional circumstances, I can come here and explain.
Mr. Speaker, the Minister's statement, firstly, we are glad we are getting this update, even though we are saying there should be room to improve. There's a lot of ambiguity. When you mention reasons like hardship, illness, inability, and all of these different, they are ambiguous. And yet they should not be, especially for the public which is seeking to benefit, so that they get to know this is what hardship means. That means I can qualify, so let me apply. But it's not clear. Mr. Speaker, the other element that is missing, which is very critical, I don't know why the minister, or the ministry for that matter anyway, does not do post-waiver evaluation, so that it informs decisions on future requests. So you need to establish these waivers that we allowed. What was the impact on the economy? Did they do what we intended? Saving jobs? Those are some of the reasons. Government says this company, if it closes down, we are going to lose all these jobs and so on. Do you actually go and do a post-waiver analysis to establish, did we actually save these jobs? Or did we enrich a particular individual? It's important that that gets to happen. Finally, Mr. Speaker, in the last parliament, we spoke ourselves hoarse. We spoke our voices hoarse on a couple of issues. That there are, apart from the waivers, there are private companies to which government extends support, saying they are heavily indebted, they are about to crumble, and yet they employ many people, and so government says, let's give them a shot in the arm. And we kept wondering, when is government going to come up with a comprehensive criteria, a modus operandi that is known? Conclude. That people know, and these companies, that we can apply for support. Government gave Dayi Bio-Pharma industry 724 billion shillings. And I'm told now they are asking for extra 1.6 trillion. And there's no clarity yet on where is the value for money. Government gave Atiak Sugar Factory 768 billion shillings. Up to now, there's no sugar coming out of there. Inspire Africa Coffee Factory in Ntungamo was given 180 billion shillings. Roko, 266 billion shillings. And we hear from some of the people who work at these companies that some have gone for months without even being paid. And yet government was saying, you're heavily indebted, let's support you so that these jobs are not lost. Government said, we are buying stake. Did you actually establish the value of this company? And there is no report on all these different things. How does company X know I can also benefit the way Dayi Bio-Pharma, Atiak, Inspire, and so on get to benefit? These things are not clear. And by the way, government, you end up struggling. So people begin to accuse you to say, this Dayi Bio-Pharma, this Inspire, it must be owned by a powerful person in government. And yet that might not even be true. But when there is no clarity so that others get to benefit, it becomes a problem.
Thank you. Honourable Minister.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, and I want to thank colleagues for the input they have made on my statement. Mr. Speaker, I want to start with the Honorable Ssenyonyi. Mr. Speaker, we passed a law here called the Investment Code Act. It defines all the incentives we extend to our investors. And also, every year, we pass tax laws. In the Investment Code Act, we said tax incentives will always be provided for in various tax laws. And Mr. Speaker, when you refer to our tax laws in place, they define most of these concerns members have been provided by this House in the law. For example, we say if you are investing in hotel business of a certain investment capital, here are the following incentives, exemptions that will be given. So, therefore, Honorable Ssenyonyi, except for the exceptional circumstances, I can come here and explain. Those which are not already in the existing laws, I can study the exemptions we have given, the exemptions or the incentives we have given, then I come back and explain. I want to touch the ambiguity element together with what Honorable Chichoncho Katabazi, in Kabale we call him KP. He's the MP for Chiga. The ambiguity element. Mr. Speaker, yes, every colleague here has a right to be suspicious. When there is suspicion, what is the remedy for suspicion? The remedy for suspicion is controls. If you are managing an entity, in order to prevent me from doing what I'm not supposed to do, you put controls in place. What controls have we put in place to ensure that this aspect of suspicion, protection from abuse is dealt with? Mr. Speaker, as I explained, we start with URA. From URA to finance. From finance, you come to Parliament. And then eventually, a decision is arrived at. At every stage, this criteria I have defined should be checked. That is the importance of internal control mechanisms. And where you find a loophole, you flag it. You say, no, here, this one should not qualify because of the following reasons. And Mr. Speaker, I want to assure the House that there are very many unqualifying companies which want to move along this section of the law, which have failed to pass the test. Even in this Parliament here, I remember last Parliament, I brought a company. I will not mention the name because it is in business. No. But I know Parliament rejected my request because they subjected this company to this criteria and it could not meet the test. And I conceded. So, Mr. Speaker, another question. Honorable Wakida, Doctor, we need to differentiate between a tax waiver and a tax exemption. Most of the companies you are referring to fall under the category of tax exemption. So the exemption lists the companies, the 50, together with the job creation. I am going to bring you to do a study for the House and come back here and present the 50 companies who have given waivers and how the waivers have benefited this economy. That information, Right Honorable Speaker, I can provide. The one of tea seedlings, I don't have information with me now. Honorable Miru, Paul, accessing tax waiver through a blue letter. Yes, it is true. The President is the chief executive of this country, and he listens to the concerns of the people of Uganda. But when he sends a blue letter, the last paragraph mainly is asking me to ascertain whether the law, whether what he wishes to provide fits within the law. So I must make sure that the presidential directive is implemented in accordance with this criteria which I have given. If it doesn't meet the criteria, I write back. I go back to him and say, Sir, Your Excellency, this taxpayer wished to have this, but the law provides otherwise, and I advise how best the the taxpayer can be helped. Then there is another colleague. I think my first response also catered for the MP from Chiguru. Then there is on taxation of allowances, lunch allowance. Mr. Speaker, Section 19 of the Income Tax Act provides for employment income. And employment income includes, it is basic salary plus other allowances, which includes lunch allowance. So, Mr. Chair, we are not doing, sorry, Mr. Speaker, we are not doing anything outside the law. Whatever we are taxing is in accordance with the law which Parliament has considered and passed. Key stakeholders in the process, Honorable Isaac, I will find out, I'm not in practice now, I will find out what unclaimed VAT, especially at the airport, how we deal with it, the treatment of VAT which is not claimed. I have taken your concern. The tax expenditure framework by Honorable Javira, which we have on our website. I think also Honorable Akida saw that website. Mr. Speaker, this is a comprehensive report that deals with exemptions, remissions, waivers, and all the other things we do. And I think, let me say this. These exemptions are always reviewed to check whether they are meeting the economic objectives. And where we find that a certain exemption has lived its usefulness, we normally come back here seeking termination. So I will be, in the second half of the year, when we are considering the budget, I look forward to having more engagements and give you a report to those we feel they are doing well and should be maintained, and those we propose to terminate. And today I was meeting with the business sector. We had the regional industrialization conference. The key issue here coming out, and which we shall consult the private sector further about, is they want equal treatment. They want this principle of taxation to apply, equity. If a manufacturer X is getting an incentive or an exemption and is in the production of a product which is being produced by another manufacturer Y, who is paying, not getting, this brings unfairness in the market. And they have asked me to find ways of bringing uniformity in the business environment by addressing some of these challenges. Mr. Speaker, pay as you earn, should be paid when it falls due. We are telling you this company is sick. We are telling you these companies we are facilitating are sick. So when you are sick, sometimes you fail to eat, or you eat what you are not supposed to eat, including pay as you earn for the people whom you are supposed to pay it for. Honorable Karim, we implement tax laws as they are. If we pass a law that we shall offset all those obligations which fell due from 2016 and below, and this was done here by me and you not long ago in May. So allow me time to implement the law. The tax laws of May came into force in July. Give me 3 months, I come back and give you feedback. But we shall implement the laws as they were passed by Parliament. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I submit.
Thank you. Now, colleagues, you've seen, we cannot just leave it to the Minister Hon. Section 43 of the Tax Procedures Code Act gives us enough power to scrutinize deeply. So, we are part of the steps. So, Honorable Max Ochai, I know you know this very, very well. So, I think for any tax exemptions that we bring reports on here for approval, we should include visiting the companies. Yeah, visiting the companies, seeing whether they still even exist, seeing how their state. If we find you have capacity to do your work and recover, we shouldn't be giving you that waiver, you know. Otherwise, it's causing us many problems. Some people coming, petitioning you, I need a waiver. So I hope we do a thorough job using the law. So colleagues, let's go back to our item on electricity. These were